So welcome to Rasputin Gaming's Platinum Trophy walkthrough gameplay for Vampyr. This is a 2018 game. Uh, Pretty fun. You'll notice the warning on here, kind of humorous. Do not try to cure any disease with what we find in the game, which we will not do. In real life, we advise against that. And then there a funny comment that no rats were harmed during the production of this game. So here we go with a new game. So we're going to play in normal mode. Story mode and hard mode were both recently added as updates to this game. If you play in story mode, you cannot get all the trophies. You're locked out of one for the pacifist playthrough, which we will be obtaining as part of our platinum trophy playthrough. So we're going to play in normal mode.
Dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
All right, nice introduction there, huh?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Not the greatest place in the world to wake up, huh? From death's sweet embrace. We arise from the pit of skeletons and dead bodies into a muted world of black and white. All right, so now we are in control of ourselves. So you can just follow these blood trails, the only color in the game so far. And the sounds and life of this game were in our muted head.
So thirsty.
no. Did we just attack somebody we knew? What the what?
My sweet brother,
Oh no, our sister.
what have you done?
Mary! Oh, no. Mary! Hold on. Please, hold on. Oh, God.
Oh no, what have we done?
Mary. No. No.
Such a twisted beginning to our new life.
This horror. It's a nightmare. No! Please, a moment, let me explain.
No moment to explain. Alright, here we go.
These patrols are after me. No! No! Don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here.
So this part of the game is pretty linear. Just continue to sprint through it.
No! Please, stop! I mean you no harm. What's going on?
And then down into this trench. And we...
Mary. What have I done? What's all this about? No, I can defend myself.
Kill that thing! Over there!
Who are you? Stay back! Sorry, but you left me no choice.
And on we run.
Who are you? Stupid beast! Sorry. No, please, stop! Let's see how he likes a bit of fire! Who are you?
There's one of them vermin!
Oh, we're almost dead here. We got to be careful. We'll wait a second as our health is regenerating here before we go through this door.
I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's name?
Do the rest of the job.
Just leave me.
Jacked up by the sun.
The sun. It feels like it's burning me to the bone. I need to find somewhere to hide.
We need to
Let
wait
me
till this guy
go.
get a little closer. Here he comes. Ah.
I need to find shelter.
So these red doors, as they keep out, they're usually a hideout for us. A place that's
Is
safe.
anybody there?
place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
All right.
Brother. What have you done?
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Not sure it's a matter of who did this to us. We did it to her. We just need to find out who did it to us. So on with the looting, 5 shillings. It's a collectible right here. So downstairs, and we're going to head upstairs after this. We want to pick up this pocket watch for another collectible.
Wait. This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
And that's how we wound up in the pit.
That's impossible.
We don't know what started us on this road, what turned us into a vampire to start with. So upstairs we go. Apologize for the mouse sensitivity. I will adjust it before next time. We can look in the mirror and not see ourselves. More flashbacks.
Who goes there? Who's there? Are you referring to me? No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
And we will do it. All right. Looted some more shillings. For any of you baseball people, it's not Kurt shillings, it's English money. All right. A new weapon for us. Besides that machete or whatever we had before.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing.
Oh, all right. What are we, some kind of badass?
No, it never got easy.
All right, there we go. Used revolver. So here's the map of where we are. We got a lot of London to deal with. We can go through each one of these things. You can see as we scroll as we hit the edge of the map. But if we just use A and D, so our main hand, use machete, and use revolver, for which we have no rounds. It's the entirety of our inventory. You can see 0 of 18 on the ammunition. We did pick up this watch and bottle of alcohol. And then we have the one collectible, this Fire and Sun. And there we go. You have to read them all for them to count. No investigations going. We haven't met any people. No quests yet. And the map. All right, with all that out of the way, the menu part. Grab a diary. And then we go to bed. You can see the game's auto-saving.
No sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it.
What will we dream about?
So be it.
Maybe we'll dream about a bullet going through our skull. No? Into our heart? Chest?
Rational thinking only.
And there's our first trophy, From Here to Eternity. It's the beginning of the game, the prologue of Vampyr. Thank you for joining along. We will be continuing along here. Oh, back alive. Our bullet didn't kill us, but in this game, bullets can kill you if you allow them to punish you a bunch of times.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, who tames blinding sunlight into a glowing reflection.
All right, so we have 1,735 experience points. You see in the top right corner, we're level 1. So we can evolve when we're in hideouts and we rest. There's a couple things about doing that. When you do that, all the previous vampire hunters and monsters and etc. that you killed all respawn. So you might want to think carefully about how often you rest. It also causes people to get sick and the city of London to deteriorate, which we don't want to have happen too fast. So we will continually be balancing between evolving and moving through the game at a pace that makes sense for us. So this is the first one. This allows us to heal damage by spending the blood we have saved up. So all the skills have 2 paths. So this one regenerates, you can read. And this is a bigger boost, instant health, and this is healing over time. but that's 3 steps in. So we can grab the first one here. The game forces us to take this one, and having the healing makes good sense anyways. It's what we need to do. And now we have to take one of these aggressive skills right here. See evolution. You have enough XP to unlock an aggressive skill. So for us, Shadow Mist is the one we want to take. This creates an AoE effect at our feet. It's good for when a bunch of mobs attack us. There's a lot of resistance to melee damage, so Claws isn't a very good choice. A decent alternative is this Blood Spear, which, as you can read, you throw a spear made of blood, which can pass through enemies in front of you. This does pretty decent damage to a wide variety of monsters, including bosses. So this is a pretty good alternative. But since we're going to go through this in the passive level, which means we're not going to be mesmerizing and killing any citizens from our bite, we're going to have some trouble leveling up. So we're going to take a more defensive stance. We won't be able to survive if we just go too aggressive. So we'll grab this one next. You can see it costs us 1,000 of the 1,135 experience points we have. There we go. And then you always have to confirm, so you can always redo things before you do this.
That voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Okay, so we're done with the prologue. This is chapter 1. Getting those 2 skills got us to level 3. You can see in the upper left-hand corner. We can take a look at what our quest is. We need to conduct research on our new condition. So that's the only quest we have available to us. And here's our skills. And off we go now. We should have looted everything we need to in this house. I don't believe we missed anything. We'll just take a... Oh, they found us. So now this door we couldn't get through before is open.
Dead. I need to leave now.
Oh no, it looks like we're trapped. Except we're going to learn a new vampire power. And we can teleport short distances.
My head's spinning.
Alright, use stake for an offhand weapon. And a shelter key. So you can see that we can attack with 2 weapons. Stake isn't a particularly very good weapon. We'll find something better fairly quickly in here.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End. Go back home.
Die, vermin!
A strength I never knew I had. This shouldn't be possible. Every sinew, every fiber of my being is afire.
Wasn't doing a very good job of dodging right there.
Like a child learning the limits of my body.
We just got to try and be faster than this guy. We got to be careful of using up our stamina, which is...
My reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
The stamina is in the gold bar on the left there. Want to loot these items here on the ground. They're needed for upgrading our weapons. So the drops from the guys we killed, those are completely random. They will be every single time that you fight somebody. The drops we find as regular loot in places will always be the same. So if you're following along with us, what we find you'll be able to find will be the same. So we can check out these posters.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us. I have this thirst for blood.
So we can feed on rats.
This is despicable.
It doesn't void our passive playthrough trophy, and there is a trophy for feeding on 10 rats, which we will do pretty quickly. That's already 2. And teleport across.
The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it.
So if I'm pretty sure there was... thought there was some loot in here. I must be not remembering correctly.
I have this thirst for blood.
Oops, there he is. So there's 4 rats. You can see the blood bar at the bottom filling up. And that powers things like our self-healing.
What will London have to say to me?
Here's the loot. And our shadow mist
So many
ability.
questions unanswered.
Some more shillings.
Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
So formerly we were a doctor, so that's why we're checking out all the corpses.
The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant.
Perhaps it will. So, Pritz,
Fresh blood.
you can see the blood right there
Smell
shows up
is so strong.
brightly. Come down here and get some more loot before we follow. There's some aluminum shards and some grease. both times 5. And we'll go down that way at a future time.
This is a slaughterhouse. It's
Locked.
all right.
So we'll come back to that. We'll be coming through here at a later date. We can definitely grab the shilling, so. And the blood trail.
There is no one in sight.
Come around this side, over the docks here. There should be some lootables if I remember correctly, and I might not be. Oh, there's one. Screw and grease, both times 2. We head down and around. Some more of the posters. You can look or not look at those, though they have nothing to do with the collectibles or anything like that. So our senses, our blood trail's back the other way. And you can see the little red icon on doors. It's ones we can open or can't open. So this one we can open.
I will return later.
And we will continue to follow the blood trail. So we can look at the map for a new hideout. It's right here. That's what this represents, and here we are. So it's just to our right there. And this area is pretty limited about what we can see and do, but we'll get some looting, get collectible. And all this will have more stuff later on that we can loot. Some more shillings. Because where we needed to go was back in the bar, but in the meantime I'm just running all the way around here so that we can get the best start possible. We do need a little bit of money, and we do need some crafting equipment to upgrade our meager weapons at this point. At this point there's really not a whole lot of threat because there's no people around, as we noted. Some aluminum powder and aluminum shards time 2. Another rat. Let's go ahead and snag him. Thought we were going to get the comment.
According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail.
Where has everyone gone?
And we're back to the front area where we started. So now we'll go back around now that we've done our looting. You'll recognize this area. That's where where we need to go, is in there. Into the bar, but we're going to take a quick jaunt around these open areas here and show you all this. There's a letter that's a collectible. We'll grab that later. We don't want to mess up our story at all. So we can do this. There's the blood trail going in. And when you're in these senses, you can see the other people are all unknown because we haven't talked to anybody yet.
At last, a little life.
Okay, so we just need to talk to everybody here real quick.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
So this is how the choices are set up. You'll see at times yellow ones, those are quests. Green when you can trade with somebody, and blue when it's a hint to learn more about people. In our playthrough, since we're not actually killing anybody, you can actually pick just about any of these choices you want each time. The more hints and stuff, the more you learn about people, the more experience points they're worth if you mesmerize them and then kill them by sucking their blood.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
So after each choice, they gray out once you're complete with
What's
them.
going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
Yes, we can. Okay, we're all done. So back and goodbye.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
I think I'm losing my mind.
So now if you press V, we can see who this guy is, Dyson Delaney, and he suffers from fatigue. Later on,
Whoever he may be, the killer recently entered this bar.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
so as I started to mention later on, we got to heal people. If you heal 10 people, it gives us a trophy. We'll do that as we go on. So she doesn't really want to talk, but we'll talk to her anyways.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, a turquoise turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
You don't seem to have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. What with the murders and all.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, and now all these terrible murders.
Epidemic? You mean like COVID?
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah, killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog. What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
Likely story.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
Okay, so it is possible to get the platinum trophy in less than 10 hours, about 8 hours or so, if you're skip all the cutscenes and just blast through the dialogue. Um, Not like we
God,
are.
sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
So the yellows, as I mentioned, these are quests, questions. We'll ask the other ones first. We'll use up the conversation options just in case you're not wanting to do a pacifist playthrough. You'll continue to ask these questions to make these guys worth more experience points to you.
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
Also, we'll go through these so that you can get all the background to the story.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Alright, so all that's left is the question.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
Next question.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Damn it. I think drink no longer stirs.
As I recall, I think we can loot back here as well. Nope. I didn't remember correctly. Alright. Upstairs we go. First door.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area,
They do not pursue me.
but they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain?
Busted.
You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you?
I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
That was rough. What the hell? Nice to meet you too.
And who might you be?
Tell me, who are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
So I forgot to say last time, when you get these whys in the middle of your conversation choices, there's no going back to them. These are pick one, and that's the only one you can roll with. Most of them aren't super important, but there are a couple, and I'll point them out to you before we get to them. So we'll take the victim route here.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
So the yellow is a question. We'll ask about all the rest of these so we can get some more information. So let's ask him about the Brotherhood.
And what exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Need to know basis, I guess. So let's ask him who he was talking to, because we heard a woman's voice in the room.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Sure, you don't.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
Well,
what have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docks have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
All right. Help us.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We are both chasing the same shadow.
Well, let's agree with that.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
Well, certainly not this answer. Either we should take the I'll end him answer, or I'll demand answers from him. But answers can't change who we are, just tell us what we are. So we'll just go with the I'll end him.
I'll end him.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
So let's loot the room. 5 shillings, that isn't very much. Take a step outside. Nowhere to go from here, by the way. So, our quest, we need to continue to interrogate the locals. Take a quick run around, and we cannot break the barrels to get to the other side.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight.
Someone must know something.
Let's start with the barmaid.
Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
So everything is grayed out. We've done all the rest. So we'll go with the quest question.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please tell me what's going on.
It's William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk as usual. But my God, his eyes, his face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin, his hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
Pretty sure it's not contagious unless he's biting.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
So as I mentioned before, when you talk to people, you can get hints from them. So you can notice unlocked hints increase the amount of XP. I mentioned that before. That's not the route we're going though. So as it goes along, you can get more XP from killing him. We're not killing anybody in this one though. So now we'll talk to Tom.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Only other stranger, but we know somebody else came in who is not a stranger. So, citizen hints, when you get a hint, it shows up in blue as I mentioned right here. Talk to me about William, so that's the only one we have left.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
So we'll again with it, like everybody, we're going to clear all the choices.
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
Only choice left is the quest question.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
No problem. So we need to go back to the docks that I showed you earlier, which is over here.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
And to the one I showed you before, over here.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood.
So we have to do all these. We'll start by at the bottom here, examining the boat.
Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker.
Ah, both ways. So let's go around to the right here.
This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. What's this? Some sort of note. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Again, with our teleportability, no problem getting there. So there's no real stealth mode in this, other than you have to walk extremely slowly and not run. So let's check the controls here. So here's the controls for Xbox. And then the keybinds. So this is one we're looking for, the walk, which is the Q button. B toggles it on and off. So this is us walking instead of running. So walking allows us, that's our stealth ability. And there we go. So we stunned him. We have to bite him, but we're not actually going to kill him by doing that.
Over there!
And now you can see follow the blood to the pier. Jump upstairs. Because there's another guy, you can see him in the back there. We will sprint at him and take him down before he even knows what hits him. We're not going to use ranged weapon. So we grab some more collectible, lead plate times 2, aluminum shards times 4. And then back down we go. And obviously, because we're a vampire, dropping down does not hurt us. Let's loot this crate, 6 bullets, and 6 bullets for 12. So if we wanted to use a revolver, we could load it up with the weapon bullets. We're not going to do that. Some more screw and aluminum powder, 5 of each for crafting. Now out here, we press V, we can see who the enemies are. And you can see the resistance in front of them. So the orange one to the left is resistant, somewhat resistant to melee weapons, but he's well resistant to ranged. And then the other 2 are vampire powers, as you can see. So one is blood and one is shadow. There's no resistance to those. And this guy only has resistance to ranged weapons. And there's one more guy out there somewhere, but
Crush the leech, boys!
So we can loot the bodies. There's some more bullets. And this guy as well. And we will go upstairs. Now there's a group of guys in front of us. You don't actually get experience points for killing guys. We'll see them down here. I'll push the V so you can see them. Pre-wind gunner and a cadet. We can actually avoid them altogether. But there's stuff to loot, so we'll go downstairs here to loot.
Best turn around if I were you. Did you hear me? Stay away! Sir, stop. Look lively! It's on to us!
He got onto us first. That was not good. Wait for our stamina. There's a heal. Well, we was trying to heal and it didn't work real well. We were a little slow on that. So we got to go through again. Okay, we already looted the boxes. If you've already looted stuff, then it stays looted. Also, when you die, you notice our blood is down to 0. That's an unfortunate part about dying. You lose all your blood that you built up. So all those rats that we drained earlier.
You've got one job, and that's to find it. And find it fast. But why do they hide where it's so damn cold? It ain't human! Murdering bastard!
So in these combats, if you attack with your bite, you can heal up part of your blood supply.
That's this nest of them cleaned out.
Let's see if we can do a better job this time of not getting caught. So a shotgun. We're walking so that we can sneak up on this guy. So let's go around and see if we can grab the collectible that's down here. So another one down. So that body right there has the collectible in it that we need to get to. There's two guys searching the flame pile. The other guy has gone around the corner. Oh, some rats. There. Get some blood. I believe that's 5. 6. We gotta wait a minute for it to tell us we can grab the next one. There we go. And now we have some more blood. This guy's back, got his back to turned to us, so we will.
There's one of them! Watch yourselves! Bloody leech vermin!
So I did the blood power on him, and you can see it killed these two guys. There, we picked up their loot. Again, that's a pretty good power, the Shadow Mist power, I believe is what they call it. We need to grab the collectible from this guy. There we go. New practices, new tactics. So that's that one right there. And then Fire and Sun was the first one we grabbed. Okay, so we're done over here. Up here's a hideout, but we are not going to sleep. Sleeping in the hideout, like I said, refreshes all the monsters and a vampire hunter, so all those guys downstairs we just killed will come back. We don't need to deal with that right now. We're still in good shape. Common handle part times 3, lead plus 3. So here's a workbench. Every hideout has a workbench. This is where you can do your crafting, upgrade your weapons and things. So we can make medical treatments to heal people. We'll do that later on. Serums to help ourselves, and weapon upgrade. So right now this is medicine to help people. And if we go, we can improve a weapon. We could upgrade this. It's telling us. Upgrade that. So we'll just go through, and these are recyclable items. You see the numbers at the top, that's what you'll get in the green number. So if we recycle the watch, we get 2 springs, 3 screws, and 3 grease. We already have 12 grease and 7 screws and no springs. And if we recycle this bottle of alcohol, we'll get 1 glass vial and some ferrous tartrate. So let's do that. And we'll do the watch as well. So we can click on the weapon we want to upgrade, and you can see each weapon has another level. Upgrading the machete only has one more level it can go. If we upgrade it, it tells you what we need. The used machete, which we currently have, right? Brown used machete. We need common handle parts, so 3 of those, and 2 lead plates of the 6 we have. And then you can pick your choice of how you want the new level to help. So the damage goes from 45 when we upgrade it to 58. The attack speed is still 15, stamina is still 15, unless you pick one of these things over here. This adds even more damage to it, or you can go handling, which causes a decrease in stamina used to treat it. So pretty quickly we're going to get this weapon replaced. So we're not going to do any upgrading at this point. We do have a little mini boss fight coming up, and we need to, for that battle, do some melee action on him. So let's take a quick look at those controls. Melee attacks. Consumable. Okay. And down we go. There's some more rats. Let's get our blood up for this guy that we're going to be fighting. And there it is, pest control. That's for eating 10 rats, which we've done. So that's the next trophy.
This is despicable.
It is. Now we have full blood, which should have us be in good shape for the next guy we need to fight.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Lead rod +1 off that guy. It's always the same thing. A used scythe. This is a 2-handed weapon. We're not going to use that.
This place reeks of bloodshed. This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Was not fast enough. And there he goes. So he drops the used bludgeon, which is a weapon we're going to use quite a bit going forward.
William, please, stop.
So let's grab the loot. All the shillings. All the Kurt shillings. There's a crate over here. Little box. Lead rods and aluminum shards.
It's
And
not
we can
too
talk
late.
to this guy right here.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Well, thank you.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
You did. Vampyrus.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Okay, so we have one new item to analyze. And the bludgeoned. So we can only upgrade at the workbench, but this we'll want to upgrade this bludgeoned. It does better damage. It takes a lot of energy to use. Um, it's a little bit quicker than the machete we have, and then we're going to want to upgrade the stun points. No investigations yet. We've met a couple of people. Dyson Delaney, we already know he's tired. Sean Hampton, this is a guy we just saved. And this is the map of where we are. So this is 45 and attack speed 15 with stamina. So this is a little bit slower, my mistake. And I used a little bit more stamina for a fair amount of more damage. It doesn't really matter at this point. We don't have a lot of fighting coming up here going forward. So we'll stay where we are with these items. And we don't have a better offhand either. We could take the ranged weapons and equip them. And these are the slots for serums, which we get later. These are our powers. Ultimately, we want to get an ultimate, which is a really strong power. and it'll help get us through the game despite our vampire being underleveled for most of the time. So now we're going to go on a little bit of a boat ride here to take a little long trip. And there is the trophy unlocked. At dawn we row. That's the end of chapter 1. It'll take us a while to get here. You could skip through this and speed through it. But because we're touching on everything, all the story conversations and the cutscenes to build up all the backstory and what's going on in the game, will allow this to play through.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Okay, with the end of all the chapters, we're coming up to a point where we need to save the game. And we will come back with this again tomorrow evening. So remember to add on as a friend to us, like the video, subscribe. We appreciate your patronage. Again, I'm Raz, your host for Rasputin Gaming's Platinum Trophy walkthrough for Vampyr and gameplay. There's a trophy coming up which excludes another trophy, so we're going to have to do a save and then a reload so that we can obtain both trophies for this one playthrough without having to play the entire prologue again. It's really the only point in which we have to do that. So once again, thank you for coming along, and we will see you next time.